You already know how it is. We got Kagurabachi 83. I'm so hyped. I'm so freaking hyped, dude. I'm so ready for this. Shout out to everyone. It's a beautiful Kagurabachi Sunday. Some shit going on in the world. We don't got to worry about that right now, right? All right, we're here. We're not going to worry about what's going on in the world. We got Kagurabachi Sunday. We are in for what I'm expecting to be one of the better chapters that we've ever gotten out of Kagurabachi. I think this is going to be a good one. Uh, it just dropped like 10 minutes ago, so obviously I know nothing. We're going in completely blind, as we like to do. It doesn't always happen here. We like to go in completely blind. Sometimes I do a stream late at like 8 o'clock, and I see some stuff. But you know what? I really don't want to waste any time. And you know what? We'll go back over 82 real quick, just briefly, to set the stage for what's happening here. Basically, we, like I said last week, we overtly explain Samura's plan, wanting to, quote, kill all the sword bearers. Then he'll be the last one alone and die. He'll die alone fighting the Sword Saint, right? That's his plan. That's what he wants. And Aruha and both Aruha and Chihiro are like, no, you have to stop. This is not a good idea. Was this? I'm the same. I'm willing to fight tirelessly to save your life. That won't stop the malediction. We'll find another way. Impossible. Like, they're both right. Samura just like is shutting out any possibility of any other way. And Chihiro is just fighting. He wants to save his life. He wants to talk about it. Samura is like resolute in his ideals to just kill all the sword bearers himself. And then we get he closes the door to him, and he heats up his Suzaku blow. His Suzaku. He's heating it up. He charges his Nishiki, Eye White Purity style Nishiki. Gulp. Launches it. He is just barely able to block it with a Nishiki EI White Purity style. He's just barely able to block it. N10 versus Tobe Mune. Title drop at the end of the chapter, dude. It's so peak. It's so sick. All right, so now we get chapter 83. We're getting new shit. And right off the bat, this is Chihiro learning about the malediction. Holy crap. The malediction. That's the Shunouichi's power. Rokuhiro didn't talk about it, but he didn't intend to hide it from you forever. But it was too much to share with you at such a young age. Slowly but surely, we'll learn to do that together. I understand. 200,000 lives. And in the line, we are complicit in the deaths they cause. Ooh. Wait. Wait. That's why he sealed up the enchanted blades. Without the enchanted blades, the people of this country would have been massacred. But even so, Rokuhiro was racked with the guilt for forging them. Then why did he give me this? Chapter 83, the N10. Dude, peak is incoming. The chapter name is The End. Excuse me, I'm like, I don't know how I'm yawning. This shit is so exciting. The N10 is the name of the chapter. Dude, I need Willow Bald in here. Where's Willow Bald? He'd be losing his mind with me right now. This is nuts. All right. Why did he give me this? Oh, we're about to get some crazy work from Chihiro. They're clashing in the sky. Launches him off. His strength is insane. If I tried to counter instead of deflecting it, he would have sliced my arm off. Lands. There's a saying from the Seitei War that's fitting. When birds flock, death is nigh. It's obvious where that saying came from. And he lands with the burn. Oh my god. Like the burning on him, the snow on the things. Show me. What on earth do you want to show me? Dude, this panel. Every second of this. Look at this. Look at this. This is so cinematic. Oh my god. There's a way to prevent the malediction without sacrificing any lives. There's no way. We destroy the Shinoichi. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying that. I've been saying that. Samura just needs to know that these blades can be destroyed. I don't think Samura knew that. Chihiro destroyed Cloud Gadger. Samura didn't know that. If we can destroy the blades, it's over. The Shinoichi, and that's what. Oh, wait. That's what the N10 is for. The N10. That's what it's for, to destroy the blades. The Shinoichi is a source of eternal contracts. If the Shinoichi were to be destroyed, the contracts would become null. Nobody has to die. Oh, shoot. Lagging up. This is what I've been saying. Saying this. If only we could just destroy it. After the war, we tried everything we could think of. We couldn't even scratch it. I heard you broke Cloud Gadger, but... Oh, okay. Well. Sword fighting is similar to physical augmentation. The strength of the blade varies greatly depending on the wielder's skill and spirit energy. Whoever was wielding the enchanted blade must have been really puny for you. Must have been some really puny thug for you to break. That's nuts. That's nuts. Some really puny thug. We're talking about a man they called a sword master in Kunishige Rokuhiro's Shinoichi. That sword, it's indestructible. He's like some thug. He's like, that guy gave me a hard time. Sojo Stray, facts, Crimson. Shut up, bro. Appreciate you being here. Have you? This chapter is awesome. Yeah, Sojo Stray is crazy. I was not expecting Sojo slander in this chapter. Just the sword master and I have to die. It's the best and only way. Here it comes. He swaps places with the black feathers. Crow. He swaps places with the black feathers floating in the air. Nishiki bubbles coming up. Maybe it's because I owned my sword skills, but more than ever, the sword feels deeply integrated with my hand. My Nishiki flows more lightly and naturally than before. So he's standing there. Samura teleports behind him, and he's already there with the block. You get like the turn around. Oh my god. Turn on the block, but then Samura just teleports behind him again. Kuro. Now behind him again. Oh, and then this is just... I was going to say, I can't follow this. This is just... He's just zooming around him. Teleporting all over. Chihiro's playing it solid. Samura on that copium. He should be huffing. I don't know. I was saying that like you could just destroy the blades, but he's got a point, and they probably would have tried to, right? I mean, maybe Kunishige, like I was gonna say, if you have like Kunishige after the war, like trying to destroy the Shinoichi and you couldn't, like it's over, right? There's not, but I don't know if he did want to destroy the Shinoichi. Maybe he wanted to preserve it, kind of like a. Like Frankie with the battleships in One Piece, where it's like he's my creation. I can't destroy it. You know, I'm complicit with the deaths it caused, but I can't like destroy my own creation. It's just I brought into the world. It has to exist. Even with the Nishi, I could barely evade him. But I see it now. Right before he switches places, there's a trace of spirit energy. Slices the thing first. Whoa. Only his sword? Gotcha. That was impressive. He figured out how to read my movements, but teleports the sword to his hand. I figured yours out too. Ooh. Ooh. You're joking. You're joking. That's that remote activation. It's that remote activation. We've been talking about this. That's not. We can teleport his sword around. Oh my god. That is nuts. I love that. Oh my god. We're only halfway through this chapter. So much has happened. We're only halfway through this chapter. Are you kidding? I can't believe this. And look at that. Look at that. He's like, grimacing. They're in blocking. Knocks Chihiro's sword up. Kicks him in the face. Damn, that's disrespectful. Into the pond. This looks like a. What's going on here? Okay. Lands back here. What just happened? It's a little like thing in his hand. What do you mean? Zing. Sorry, I bet I lost my spot. And tears on the water. When Kunoshige Rokuhiro forged the enchanted blades, he didn't craft their powers specifically, only their general intended purpose: to kill or to protect. The original 6 swords were intended as instruments of war to defeat the enemy. Dude, this is about to get sounding crazy. And you know what? This is crazy because this like lines up with when I was doing the breaking down the abilities, where it's like some of them, the bad guys, quote unquote bad guy, like Cloud Gouger and Kumayuri have like just way more like destructive capability than Tobimune, Kumayuri, and then like Shinoichi falls in the same category as Cloud Gouger and Kumayuri. Like those 3 seem to be like very destructive. You know, Tobimune and N10 are kind of a little more chill. But look where he's under the water looking at this. Dude. He sees his father's shop and he's working in there. Oh my god. The 7th sword N10. The N10 is different. It was the only time Kunoshige's Rokuhiro's career as a master swordsmith that he created a sword with someone. All I did was follow what he said. Right after war, your father attempted to destroy the enchanted blades. Oh, this is what I'm saying. But they were masterpieces forged with Daktenseki, a material with priorities beyond human understanding. Every attempt to destroy them... sorry, I'm getting notifications. Every attempt to destroy them failed. All of them. Not just the Shinoichi. After that, for nearly 15 years, your father struggled in the darkness, with the knowledge of what he created, the enchanted blades and the malediction. But all along, you were his guiding light, illuminating a path forward. The N10 was that path. Dude, I'm getting chills. Dude. This is awesome. The N10 was that path. You used the N10 to destroy the Cloud Gouger. Sure, Sojo wasn't a swordsman. He wasn't as proficient with the blades as his previous owner. But even so, he's a strong fighter. It wasn't just his failure. There's no question. It was also your success. And you were able to course correct that katana, which had been compromised from its true intent. Like the way he mastered Cloud Gouger, very briefly, Samura looking at him. He's look at he's about to go crazy. He's standing in the water. To face the past and connect it to the future. Perhaps that was the purpose Rokihira infused into the Enten. That day, you're able to draw out that power. They are still distant figures. Was he remote currowing? Whoa. We need to have principles and accountability. The weight of the malediction must have been that heavy. Then the Enten's true realm. Yeah. I'm committed to taking it on. With the Enten, I'll destroy the Shinichi. Dude. That's what. Okay. Crimson. He copied Crow. That's exactly what That's exactly what I was thinking. Wait. What is this? He copied Crow, swapped his Kuro out with the sword. Is that what happened? Holy crap! With the Enten, I'll destroy the Shinichi. Ooh. Look at that. That's a sick panel. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm not sure if that's the true realm or Kuro's real ability. So yeah, what is it? So what are they saying? Then the Enten's true realm. Yeah. What does that mean? Are they saying the Enten's true realm is just the ability to destroy the blades? Is kind of what I'm getting at. Because if you follow this conversation with Shiba, he said you use the Enten to destroy Cloud Gouger. So sure, Sojo wasn't a swordsman. He wasn't as proficient with the blades as the previous owner. Even so, he's a strong fighter. And it wasn't just his failure. There's no question. It was also your success. And you're able to course correct that katana, which had been compromised from its true intent. Then the Enten's true realm. Yeah, right. So that you just like skip all this. That's the conversation they have. I think they're talking about. I think what they're saying with the true realm is that he can destroy the Shinoichi. Or not the. I keep saying Shinoichi. Shinuchi. It's really the Magatsumi. You were telling me about that, Crimson. All right, what'd you say? Maybe you can outright replicate abilities of the other Chained Blades. Well, we know he can with Akka, but like it's only for a limited time. So I gotta launches the sword up, spins around a little bit. Right, he falls in the water. Then it lands. What just happened? Huh. Willow Bald. Have you read this chapter? Okay, I'm sorry. You'll notice that the sword landed in a different place than it was originally. Okay, wait a minute. It was, oh, you're right. Wait a minute. Yeah, so it's to his left, or Samura's own right, our left. It's over here. And then you come over here, and now it's on Samura's left, our right. What just happened? Zzz. Right, but didn't he use Crow? That's what Samura used to call this blade to his hand, was Crow. he did a remote activation of Crow with the sword, allowing the sword to teleport between the feathers. So are we just saying he copied Crow? Because I'm not gonna lie, it's a little confusing. It's not a little confusing. I'm sure we'll get this explained in the next chapter, but the way this was, it's a little confusing. But yeah, I think that's what we're saying is he copied Crow and took it there. Still, phenomenal chapter. Like just these like little bits we get of their fighting, and we get like he's the teleporting back and forth. The way they do that is just so, and it's done like the whole like actual fighting is like this page, this page, this page, and then this page. That's it. That's the only fighting we get, but it's actually like so peak. And Chihiro used Kuro to copy the Crow. So is it not? It's implied to be his true realms to actually mimic the other enchanted blades, right? But like, did we not know that already? Like he's got Akka, right? Isn't that the whole point of Akka? Is he can copy abilities that he's hit with and then use them? You know, I don't know. I'm because like honestly, like you get rid of a whole like Enten's true realm. This could have happened without any like. This is just. I feel like this is just Akka used to copy Crow, right? Like, cause look, aren't I sort of like here like these are the wisps of Akka, right? Akka is the red, like the colored. That's a good point. How the hell is he going to absorb Crow? Like, how do you absorb Crow? That's a good point. That's a good point. What was I looking at? It's him to destroy the enchanted blades. So I'm like deep in thought. This chapter was peak. Maybe that's Akka upgrade. Yeah, I don't. It's not entirely clear, and I hate to. This is a great chapter, but I'm kind of nitpicking. I'm like, I do think this is a little unclear. I think this could have been more. Like, is this Akka? Is this the true? Is this something different? I'm gonna be under the impression until we get confirmation next week. I think this is just Akka. How did he absorb Crow? I don't really know. But all I know is panel is hard as fuck. Look at it. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. I think it's True Realm Kuro. Like the True Realm of Kuro is just the same as Crow. It has the same abilities as Crow, like the teleporting. Because that'd be nuts. Confirmed that Chihiro helped forge Enten. True. Yeah, I was just saying, I wasn't sure if that was like explicit. I mean, you could heavily imply that from the first chapter, but Akka was never used. Yeah, don't we usually see when Akka is used? Dude, I don't know. I'm like flip flop. Again, it's just not clear. I don't know. How do you even use? Well, could have been. Well, no, because he doesn't actually hit the. I was gonna say maybe it's when he cut this feather, but he doesn't cut the feather. It's the sword teleports, and then it's only the sword. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I think you guys are right. I think maybe he's just he's able to mimic sword powers. And did I not say this? What did I say last week? I'm like, I can't wait for Chihiro to pull out a freaking May. That might happen. Chihiro's gonna pull out a freaking May. If Chihiro pulls out a May next chapter, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. That'll be nuts. Oh my god. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's just like straight up copying other abilities now. Sick. And what's nuts is like this is a development. The author comment in the original Japanese chapter said that N10 true power is about to be revealed likely next week. Okay, so you're right. So this is what I'm saying. I feel like that's the Akka color, right? Is that not the Akka color right there? The wisps? I don't know. But again, if you told me he used Akka like here, right? He's using a Suzaku. Or is he actually? I can't even tell. Are there flames or yeah, whatever? But like he can use Akka to absorb Suzaku. Yeah, it makes total sense because they're attacking each other. Crow is like, how do you absorb that with Akka? Nishiki streams are different, right? I'm going to go with the mimic. I like what you guys are saying. I like that quite a bit. And yeah, this kind of goes along with kind of what my theory was, is that it was like the fact that Chihiro was able to break Cloud Gouger is something that only Chihiro with N10 is capable of doing. Like it's special. Like the sword was made for that kind of. New Nishiki is cool. I agree. I do agree. All of this is peak. This is peak. No other way around it. Where it's like very obviously Chihiro going full Kakashi. True. Copy ninja. The copy swordsman. Or like Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen. That's actually probably more like that. I don't know. No, actually, they both do that. No, what am I talking about? Yeah, that'd be sick though. Yeah, well, because weren't we not talking? I feel like we were talking about this a few weeks back. Like, what if Chihiro, like, because I said I'm like I want Chihiro to be able to use Mei again because he used it with Cloud Gadger. He had like such synergy with it. Like there was like something was there. He's able to keep up with teleport spam. Not even Sukuna could. True. Chihiro might be the only character who could defeat Toto. He might be the only character. More peak incoming. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like this was great. This is a great chapter, but like I'm more excited at the end of this chapter than I was at the end of the last chapter. I can't. This is something. I mean, and it's like so like all I thought we were like going to get something more. I'm not saying I'm disappointed, but you know where he get all this build up and all this stuff. I thought he was going to like show something cool. All he shows right here is that he does a crow like maneuver. I like it. I like that. You know, it's a little subtle, but I wish it was been a little more like use N10 like similar. Yeah, exactly. I wish he like. I wish it was like more overt. Like he like teleported behind. Like I actually used Krill and teleported behind Samura, right? Just so it's like a little more obvious because like some people like myself, dude, I am one with the people with bad reading comprehension. I have it all the time. I should be glazing over, and like I could read this if in a rush in a binge and be like, okay, moving on. Like none of this means it's like, oh, he's got his sword back, like and forgetting that it was over there. I think if you had a more overt thing of him using the Tobemune Crow teleportation power, that'd be nuts. Still, that's a huge upgrade. You can recall it without a curry storehouse. True. Dropped him into the pond. The pond, I think you mean, but the pond was a flashback. Yeah, I really liked this panel. This panel right here, where he's falling in, and you look over there, and they're working on they're forging the blade right there. This panel right, this is a great panel, dude. Kagurabachi is so peak. It's so peak. You can pull a double H with. I love how we're just calling him double H now because because I keep saying the name wrong. Y'all just no, it's not because of me. I know, but that's just double H. I'm gonna stick with that because I cannot pronounce his name right. I'm just gonna call him Double H. Pull a double H with invisibility and swordsmanship. Ooh. I was gonna say, so wait a minute. If we're talking like he's gonna get a power from each sword, what is he getting from Kumayuri? You see the fish swimming to here. Well, I really want to know what what is going on here. Well, the sword lands here, and he's like, "What just happened?" And he's like, "There's like a movement in his hand." He's like, What just happened? What's going on?" Did he sense that his ability got copied? I don't know. He thought of N10 as mine, so he knew he would come back to him. Oh, true. No, I love like all the remote activation. Like I said, this panel, this page of like the sword feint grabs the feather and then goes for another. Like this is might be one of my favorite double spreads of Kagurabachi ever. Like this action beat is so great. Like boom, 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 and they hit. Like it's nuts. It is nuts. Dude, this was peak. This was peak. So we're having great discussion here about like what does this all mean? Is he copying the ability? Is this the true realm? I want to see people in the comments usually have something to say. Probably I don't know. People here just milk. Man, I love Kagurabachi. True. My idea is destroying the Shinoichi came to be. That's what I was saying. The first chapter, Rookie Hero was talking directly about the three fishes about learning, which main men intend to learn to have more than three skills. I hope that's the case. I hope swim. Oh, wait a minute. I see what you're saying, Pluto. It's just like a manifestation of like oh, his sword just returned to him. I was thinking for a second, I'm like, maybe this is a copy of the sword. Like, is it bad? Is it still over here next to Samura? I don't know. Like, is it duplicated? But no. Yeah, I think you're right. The sword just I don't know, because there's like Akka there. This is what I'm holding my hand on. There's like these are Akka ribbons or effects. That's what I'm like holding my head on. Yeah, you're right though. I know you're right. Okay, you bring up good points. You bring up he has to chant Akka. We didn't. No, I was gonna say I didn't think about that. Like, wait a minute. What if it's just like, nah? Like where's Nishiki? That is just like the solid red. Where is Nishiki? Okay, Nishiki is the same red, but it's also like black and stuff. Yeah, you see, like Nishiki's got the black and the white and everything. Like it's just red that's Akka colored. I think. Mm, this is all Akka, right? I mean, that's all red. Yeah, I think you're right. That might just be Nishiki. Huh. Yeah, no, you're right. You said on the eyes too. That's crazy. You saw me. You caught me. Yeah, it's Nishiki. Hmm. It's big. It's big. I want to see what um I want to see what Twitter's saying. I want to get some fresh opinions in here. Used Akka to call the sword and used Kuro Fish for. All right, sorry, I don't know what's going on there. Wait, I gotta look. Yeah, what is the zing? I'm really. The zing is here. The zing was there. What the hell is going on with the zing? Yes, peak. This page is peak. Swapping the feather with the sword is fantastic. This flag paneling rematches Pinball song 100% living up to the hype. Absolutely. Are you serious? The cinematography. I was saying that. Like the crow, and then they look, and they're both standing off. Samura hating on Soja just have his own blade breaks. I don't know about that. I don't know if we're breaking Tobimune. You can clearly see the spark between enchanted blades that Samura sensed. Huh. Interesting. He always doesn't have to chant Akka when he absorbs it. Does he? I don't know. Yeah. The Zing was the sword coming back to its master, the subtle foreshadowing. But the sword was activating something. The Zing appears. Oh. So that was probably happening during the initial fight with the Sojo, the initial Sojo fight, right? Where they're coating their body in 2 times what their body would allow. The Zing. Very interesting, dude. The whole hand trembling thing. Very, yeah. So here's the question. I guess we will ask: Is this where is this guy? Like, just does Tobimune get destroyed? Does Tobimune get destroyed? I don't think it does. I don't think we're destroying Tobimune. No, I don't. I don't think we're doing that. Use any ability without chanting it first. Dude, I need to do a. Well, here's the thing. I do rereads, and then like I forget like little details like that. I'm always so focused on like the big stuff that I don't focus on like them little details. Now I want to go back and like try to see if that's true. Sorry, excuse me. I, dude, I love this chapter, but this raises so many questions. Tobimune was more of a Chekhov's gun enchanted blade at this point. Samura might perish, but not his blade. Dude, facts. Well, that's the thing. Everyone like it's gonna be a Yori, right? Is like the very most common theory that she will get Tobimune. Which I mean, at this point, if we can actually destroy the Shinichi without all the contracted sword bearers dying, then yeah, I think Yori might actually get the blade. Before, like where you know, if you sign a contract with the blade, like that means you're gonna die. I don't think Iori was gonna get a blade at that point. But now that we could have a way to destroy the Shinoichi. Like, look at this panel with the N10. I'll destroy it. Like, I believe him. I think Iori's getting Tobimune and is gonna be like the ultimate support character. When the Swordmaster chanted its name to take over Kyora's body, Kyora was still chanting to use its abilities too. True. So, dude, you actually Pluto, you were probably right then, because like if you used Akka, or even if this was like a true realm thing, he would still have to chant whatever ability he just used. Right? I mean, unless maybe it's like an artistic thing where like the next chapter, the very first line is like Kuro Crow or something, like unless he says it like kind of after he does it, but like artistically, this is for the cinematography of the scene, and then at the beginning of next chapter, he like says the ability and like I guess what I'm saying. Like I don't think the door's closed to this being an Aka absorption or a Shinichi. I have no idea what I just meant about Shinichi or like a true realm ability, like a true realm enchanted blade copying or mimicking ability. I don't think that option is closed, but I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I think Pluto's onto something about maybe just his sword coming back to him. I think he might be onto something. As a knack to explain literally the next chapter what happened in the previous one. Dude, facts. He just did that with the Aruha comeback. Like at the end of the chapter, Aruha comes back. Next chapter, but explains it. It's perfect. My question is, if you kill the Sword Master and then contract other blades to other people, what happens then? That's a good question. That's a good question. Does that mean all like eternal contracts are broken, meaning all the swords are now just like free reign? Anyone who picks them up can use them. I don't know. They said the eternal contracts are based on him, so the way it seems to me is that you kill him, there are no more eternal contracts can be forged. Whether that means no one can use the swords or anyone can use the swords, those are the two possibilities in my eyes. Either like Char can pick up a enchanted blade to like, and she can use it, or like no one can use an enchanted blade, even like people who were previously like, well, no, they were previously contracted to be dead. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It'll be one of the two. It'll be one of the two for sure. This was so look, I'm saying I have all this like questions and unclearness from this chapter. In no way is this a good thing. This is all good discussions that we're having. I said like in terms of just like straight up presentation, this is one of the best looking chapters we have ever got. Right. So like look, you know, hospital, but boom, the hotel in the background, crow falling down, they're staring off. They're facing off they did the teleportation justice. I'm not gonna lie. I was like worried. I'm like, dude, you introduce ability like Crow, teleporting is gonna go nuts. They do it freaking justice, and he's zooming around, gets him. This page, the crashing, like just I think I'm saying like artistically, just the look at this is just so pleasing to look at. This chapter is one of the best we've gotten in terms of that. I think maybe this is a weird. You know what I think? You know what I think my issue is? I think this is a weird moment to end the chapter on. I don't know what the next like 3 panels are going to be, or you know what I'm saying. I don't know what the next page is of the following of the next chapter, but I feel like maybe that would have been a better ending point than this. I'm not. I don't love this cliffhanger. It's awesome. This is neat, but like, there's so many questions. That's more confusing than it is building hype. Maybe that's kind of how I feel. I'm sure you guys probably disagree or agree. I don't know. Might be a little bit of a hot take. Like I said, I love this chapter. This is a 10 out of 10. No complaints. I just like nitpicking. I don't love the way it ends. That's all I'm saying. And I'll do that. I'll focus in on the stuff I don't like. It's a bad habit of mine, but it's easy when like the rest of the chapter is so freaking peak. This panel, I love this panel. I love this panel. Yeah, this is something special. I'm gonna have to marinate. Yeah, that's true. Like I just read this for the first time like 30 minutes ago. I might have to come back and do a reread of this, just to like look at this with like fresher eyes and be like, see what I make of this. So I guess like a very inconclusive chapter, I would say. What is Chihiro's power up gonna be? No one knows. No one knows. We've discussed it. It could be true. Like it could be just Akka. It could just be Akka. It could be his true realms that copy other abilities, which I kind of like. That's my favorite possibility. It could be his sword just returning to him naturally. It could be just him manifesting This could just be a new ability. I don't know. There's so many. It's who knows? Who knows? This could be anything. And I guess we're gonna have to be here. We'll have to be here next week. Crimson said? Crimson. Oh my god! I gotta scroll so far back. He said the author comment in the original Japanese chapter said that N10 True Power is about to be revealed, likely next week. So that being said, I guess I'm gonna have to see you guys next week, because damn, do I feel like I've run out of things to say. All I'm saying, no matter what little issues I have, Kagurabachi is peak. At what time next week? So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I went a little earlier than I wanted. I was planning on doing 11:30, but I went at like 11. I'm talking. This is all Eastern Standard Time. Probably 11:30 next week Eastern Standard Time. That way, because I know you, Willowbald, I know you like to read the chapter ahead of time. You use people to do that. I'm usually out of the house until 10, and then I come home, so I need a little time to zip home, get ready for the stream. So we will be back here next week, 11:30 a.m. Read the chapter beforehand if you want. Read it with me if you want. Whatever you want. But no matter what, you need to read Kagurabachi. Every single person needs to read Kagurabachi. It's peak. N10's true power. We're going to find out together. Even if you're not with me as a community, we're all going to find out together. It is peak. I love Kagurabachi. All right. I'm going to stop rambling a little bit. Half an hour after the chapter drops. That's what I probably should have said. Everyone knows when the chapter drops for themselves. I'm starting live stream half an hour after that. Exactly. There we go. That's what I should have said. Half an hour after the chapter drops, I'll start the stream then, and we dive in quick. We'll be there for Kagurabachi. I think I'm going to do our One Piece stream on Thursday. I like doing the One Piece streams when the leak chapters drop. That way I can kind of like mitigate spoilers. I still get some. I try. I really do try. I see One Piece on my Twitter. I just scroll past, but I see people talking about Sanji versus Zoro. They get crazy with that. So I try to avoid spoilers from One Piece, but it's hard. So that's why I try to read that chapter earlier, as opposed to waiting all the way to Sunday, because it's like I'm definitely getting spoiled if I wait all the way to Sunday. As opposed to if I read it on Thursday, I can get like way less spoilers. Especially because like by Thursday, the whole chapter drops. So people are just posting like full freaking panels of it. And I'm like, no, come on. I wish, dude, say what you will about the Kagurabachi, or not Kagurabachi, Jujutsu Kaisen Leak Night. At least all of it came out at the same time. Right? JJK Leak Nights were a shame. It was a train wreck. There were mistranslations. There were missing pages. Like if you were there, we thought that Sukuna was Yuji's uncle. Or no. We thought they were twins. The mistranslation on Leak Night for whatever chapter that was said Yuji and Sukuna were twins. And I'm like, that's a cool development. I go to bed, I wake up the next morning, it's different. JJK Leak Nights were a mess. They were a hot mess. They're doing it a million times better than whatever the hell One Piece has going on. I don't want to be reading the new chapters of One Piece on a freaking Word document. It's just like a paragraph. I'm like, no, it's a manga. I want to read the manga. People are like, oh, I wait for the spoilers. I read the spoilers. I'm like, why would you read the spoilers? Just read the freaking manga. There's pictures. It's the whole point. I don't want to like when the One Piece happens, when we find the One Piece, I don't want to read it on a freaking spoiler like paragraph. I want to see it. I want to see the pan. I want to read. I want to turn the page, not even literally. I want to turn the page. I want to click the button and see the One Piece. I don't want to like read about it. It's not a book. It's a manga. One Piece leaks, they piss me off. They really do. Like a Word document. Like, here's a new One Piece chapter. It's a Word document. I'm like, no, it's not words. By that point, I'm gonna nuke my Twitter. Oh no, facts. We get some like serious end game One Piece shit going on, I'm turning off. I'm deleting my Twitter account. No, 100%. I'm just getting off. I'm going living in the woods. I'll come back to town every day, every weekend, and, and get the chapter. I'm going remote to avoid any and all spoilers. I know. I if it and that's the thing. It's like I feel like I want to be part of the discussion for new stuff that's happening, but because so many people get it through the spoilers, by the that's what I'm saying. Like with the JJK leaks, it all happened at the same time. Everyone's experiencing. We're all waiting. We're all refreshing the Miyamura or whoever the other guy was. We're all refreshing that page, waiting for the next panel. We're all in it together. In One Piece, like there's people who read the spoilers. There's people who read like the full summaries. There's people who read. There's people there's people who just who live in the live in America and learn Japanese so they can read the raws when they drop. There's people who read who lead like the fully translated leak chapters, and there's people who wait for Sunday to get the thing. It's split up. It's a mess. Sorry, I'm like rambling. I spent like 7 minutes just now rambling about One Piece leaks. I hate One Piece leaks. I want to just experience. I wish everyone could just experience all the chapter at the same time together, and then we can all discuss it after, and then no one gets spoiled ever. But they make too much money off them leaks. They make too much money. That's the thing. They make people go crazy for One Piece leaks. They make so much money off them. It's nuts. All right. I'm going to end there. We had a great, I'm just overshadowing the peak that we just experienced by my ranting of One Piece leaks. Kagurabachi 83 is peak. Kagurabachi 84 next week at 30 minutes after the chapter drops. I will see you there. Shout out Willibald, my day one. Pluto. It's officially Pluto talking with me. And Crimson Shifter, he was here at the beginning. I don't know what happened to him. He left. Shout out to all you guys. And we will see you next week. Peace.